Hi, this is Dexter, and I'm Shirley from Shirley's World, and I'm going to try this again. The first periscope I did for breakfast just wasn't working. Hi, little Liza Jane. Thanks for joining me again. I don't know what happened to that one. When I went to replay it, it was just the very tail end of it that I was explaining that my camera was flashing. You know, it flashes light and dark and light and dark, and it did that yesterday once too, and then I didn't have the full replay. So I'm just doing the replay, or a little bit here. I'm having my coffee. I've finished my breakfast now, and this light is horrible, but let's go in the other room. Take my coffee in here. We'll go in the dining room. I seem to have better luck in here. I don't know. We'll see. So if it starts to flash again, I'm going to... Has anybody had that happen to them? When you're scoping and all of a sudden it sort of flashes, light and dim and light and dim? Well, that's happened 2 mornings to me. And then the afternoon scopes didn't do that. So I don't know what that's about. But you do your title and start your scope and everything. Hi, Therese. Thanks for joining me. Yeah, I did half a scope this morning, and then there was something happening. So, I mean, with the camera, it was flashing. So when I tried to look at it again, it was not doing the replay at all. I mean, just the back half of it. So, good morning. I had my breakfast already now, so I'm just finishing up with my coffee. And what am I doing today? I am going to clean up the house somewhat because my sister is coming tomorrow. Hi, Fairsing. Thanks for joining again. Not giving up on me. Yeah, my sister's coming, so I have to wipe up the floors and just straighten the house up a little bit. Sweep and maybe flick the feather duster around. Hi, Fairsing. I saw your scope. I saw your Twitter page. I don't know if you have any recent scopes on. I couldn't find any scopes from you for recently. Do you put your scopes on Catch.me? My scopes are all on Catch.me, so if you ever want to see old ones, they're all on there, good and bad. So, yeah, I've already, we've all eaten. Me, dogs, cats, and chickens. Yeah. Pet lover scope. It's a good thing. Yeah, love my animals. I don't know what I'd do without them. I wouldn't have much of a life, I'll guarantee it. I have horses, boarded at another barn, a big barn. I only have an acre here, so I can't keep my horses on my property. But I have 2 rescue pointers, English pointers, and 2 barn cats and 4 chickens, which I'll be getting new chicks in the spring. That'll be fun to scope about. I talk about my chickens a lot, but since it's so cold, I don't go out there and stand. So Spirit is doing very well this morning. She feels great. She's running around like normal. She's eating really well and is hungry. Yes, I'm going to try some silkies. I know if they're raised from a day old with the regular size chickens, they'll be fine. But to introduce a tiny little chicken like that to my group of 4, well, you have to be careful anyway, I know. You have to integrate them slowly. So that'll be a new thing for me, because this flock of 4 was my first flock I've ever had. I never had chickens before. Yes. I never had chickens before, and I love having them. Yes, oh, they're all pets, believe me. They all have names of the 4 I have. I lost one to the dog, unfortunately, but yeah. Oh, I could never slaughter my chickens. They are pets. All my pets are very, very much spoiled. You didn't think any were intended to be. No, no, no. No, they're just for eggs. They give me plenty of eggs for myself. In fact, when they were laying really well, when they were a year old, all 5 of them I had at that point, they were laying so many eggs. That's 5 eggs a day, usually. 5 eggs a day. That really mounts up to a lot of eggs fast. So I was giving them to my neighbor across the street and to the girls at the barn. And whoever wanted some eggs, they got eggs. So they were all happy. Okay, thanks for joining, Trees. See you later. Most of mine have names. We have, 150. Well, it'd be hard to name 150. Cochins. That's another breed I was looking into, Cochins. They're the ones with the feathered feet? Are they the ones, the Cochins? I have to look up more about the breeds. Yes, fluffy feet. Yeah, they're supposed to be really nice and easy to handle, and I handle mine since they're a day old, so mine are all very friendly, and they know me. And did you know that chickens can recognize up to 100 faces? That just fascinates me. That was one of the facts I was giving when I was giving lots of facts about chickens. They can recognize up to 100 faces, and that's why they recognize you when you come out to see them. They all run to you, or they know you're going to give them something good to eat. But if I take somebody else over to the run and they see somebody else, they'll run into their coop and then just peek out. So they recognize that's a strange person to them. They also recognize animal faces. Like they know the difference between my dog, that's a hunter. They're both supposed to be hunters, but Spirit, my female pointer, yes, they talk. I love that. My female pointer is not a hunter at all, and she could sit in the pen with them. She doesn't pay one bit of attention to them, and in fact, she got into the run one time. I don't know how she did it. She climbed over. She's like Houdini. She climbed over the little tunnel thing I made between one run and the next, and got in, and I see her sitting in the run, and the chickens are just walking around her because they knew she was of no threat. And so they recognize those 2 dogs. If Dexter comes around the run, they run to the other side, or they run to the coop, but not Spirit. So they recognize faces of animals too. So I think that's so interesting. They're so much smarter than we give them credit for. Yeah. So I have to put together some tips and that about winterizing. What to do to get your chickens ready for winter. And yeah, there's a few things. So I'm going to get a list of those things ready. You're in Canada, so you get cold up there too. I know our winter is supposed to be a little kinder this year than last year, so I'm hoping. that terrible cold weather and all the snow we had. We had a ton of snow and ice. The ice is the worst for me because I'm 73. I do not want to fall. Please, I do not want to break a hip. You have an insulated barn. My coop is insulated, and it's inside my garage. So, yeah, it's my coop stays pretty good compared to what it would be if it was just a regular coop outside, I guess. And I have the barn cats. Well, I don't have a real barn. It's a garage. But it's like my barn, and that's where the barn cats live. And I have a heat lamp on for them in the wintertime. So they're very comfy. In fact, a lot of days I don't think they ever left their bed that's under the heat lamp. So it sort of makes them lazy, you know, the heat. But yeah, I worry about animals out in the cold. Yeah. So I in my house, I keep my house at like 72 degrees. I know my sister thinks it's way too warm because I think they keep their house at 68. And to me, that's cold. So I have to keep mine at 72, even though I have oil heat and it's a boiler. I have a boiler, but it's runs by oil and very expensive. But I can't be cold. So I have a fireplace, a regular open fireplace that last year I built tons of fires in my fireplace. So I like to build fires. So this year I'm sure I will too. You have feral kittens that live in bruisers. You mean brooders with the chicks under the lamps? Oh, yeah, that would work. Yeah, my cats are very friendly with the chickens. In fact, the one, Pepsi, the friendliest cat, she would love to just live in the chicken coop with the chickens. She's always trying to get in there, and then she runs and hides in the nesting box so I can't find her. No, they don't hurt them at all. So I suppose there are cats that would, but mine don't at all. It's only my bird dogs, of course. You know, that's what they're bred to do. They naturally go after birds. So I couldn't fault my dog because the chicken did fly out of the run when he got her, but they're not allowed outside at all when the chickens are not really secure. So, yeah. So I'm going to go. I'm glad this one didn't flash and mess up my scope. I'm going to go and start cleaning up the house. Not my favorite job, but I don't think it'll take me very long. And my sister says don't bother doing it, but you know, you always do. I have to pick her up tomorrow. We meet halfway between Erie, Pennsylvania and here, and we all meet at the Waffle House. Her daughter is driving her this time, halfway. Usually her husband, Bob, drives her, but maybe he's coming too. He's probably coming too. And they're coming. We meet at the Waffle House, we have breakfast, and then I turn around and my sister and I come back here. And she's going to stay close to 2 weeks, so that's good. We have a lot of fun. So I will be scoping maybe later today, and we'll see how that goes. And I will see you later. Thanks so much for joining again.